Good morning. Welcome to Mama Sue's Kitchen. I'm at my stove this morning because I wanted to show you one of my favorite things that I have had since I was a little girl. It's not going to take me long to show you this, but it's a comfort food to me. I remember my Aunt Janie used to make this, and I would eat at their house more than I did at my own because I could walk there. But this recipe is in my Volume 1 cookbook, and it's called Noodles and Tomatoes, or in the cookbook it's Tomatoes and Noodles. But I would always say, Aunt Janie, are you having noodles? And if she was, she knew I was going to eat with them. But all that it takes is just 3 ingredients. That's elbow macaroni, and I like the large. And I bought the 8-ounce bag, and I have already cooked it. You can see, and I drained all but probably a half a cup of water. I left that in there. To that, you're gonna put, I have home canned tomatoes, and this is a quart. But if you don't have home cans, you get a large can of stewed tomatoes. And you're going to pour that in. And to that, you're going to salt and pepper it to taste. I'm not going to put as much salt because I salted my noodles, and the tomatoes have salt. And I'm going to add butter that is salted. So I didn't put very much of that. And then I'm going to put pepper. You know, I'll put a good bit of pepper. And the last thing that goes in this is butter. And I'm going to put at least a half a stick of butter. And I have my stove eye on medium because really everything is cooked. The noodles have cooked. These tomatoes, after, I canned them and they're cooked. But what I want them to do is I want the butter to melt to season it. And I will check and see if it has enough salt. But this dish right here, I don't know if it's a southern dish. I just don't know. But I do know that when I was a little girl, this became a pretty staple meal or a dish because people had canned tomatoes that they had made, and macaroni was not expensive. So this takes me back. But when this sits for a little while, I'll be back and I'll show you what it looks like after it's had time to melt the butter and simmer. Okay, my tomatoes and noodles have simmered and the butter has melted and they're ready for me to eat. I wonder how many of you have a recipe or a dish that takes you back to when you were a little girl. Now, my daughter Amy is 46, maybe, have to think, 45, and she loves noodles and tomatoes, loves them. But I have made them ever since I've been married, and it's just a dish that we love. You saw how simple it is. Now, if you wanted to chop some onions up in there, you could. It would be fine. I have done that before. But you want to put that butter in there. And just know that if you don't have home canned tomatoes, just get the large can of the stewed tomatoes. And it'll be fine. But y'all, sometimes we just need a good food that comforts you. This is what I'm going to have today with just some cornbread. But my Aunt Janie would always have this and peas, and I remember that was just my favorite thing in the world, and it still is. But I hope that you'll try this, and remember, if you have volume 1, the recipe is in that volume 1 on page 24. And you can go to my website, MamaSue'sSouthernKitchen.com, and the recipe will be there. Or if you want to order a cookbook, volume 1 or 2, that's where you would go to order them. But this is just a favorite, and I think you would like it too. Y'all, God's so good. I'm feeling so much better every day. I can do more. I have more energy. So I know my strength's coming back. I'll finish that daily pill in October. Not that I'm counting the days, but it sounds like it, doesn't it? But anyway, it won't be long before Mama Sue's just gonna be back like she used to be. But maybe I'll even be a better person. But anyway, I hope that y'all will be salt and light wherever you go. I tell you that every time because I want you to know this is a hard world we're living in right now. There's so many bad things happening. But we've got something that a lot of people don't have. We have Jesus. So just be salt and light and give someone a smile everywhere you go. You never know who's hurting, and that smile may be what it takes to make them better. I'll be back soon.